Good afternoon, Mr. Lawson. My name is David Sherrod, and this is my Disposition to Teach assignment for topic 5 for course UNV 108 that you instruct. I want to start my coffee. Not sure if you're a coffee drinker, but best coffee in upstate New York, Stewart's. Let me check my time because I have 5 minutes to do this, and I don't want to go over or under. The purpose of this video is to help you understand my teaching style, all right, the values that I'll have in the classroom and the commitments that I'll have towards my students during year one. My teaching disposition should keep me honest with myself. I understand that I'm becoming a role model to everyone in my life, my family, students, co-workers, even the families of the students that I'll be working with. So what I do and how I carry myself will be perceived in that manner. So I must be a positive role model. Assessments I use to identify students' weaknesses and their strengths. So then during individualized instruction and when I assign specialized work tailored to each student, I can ensure that no one falls between the cracks there in the beginning of class or the beginning of the semester. You ask, what dispositions do I possess that would make me a good teacher? Communication skills I have to start with. I like to communicate effectively, not just in speaking, but also written, through assignments and documents. You got to be precise and clear so people, students in particular, understand what the expectations are and what's needed of them. It's important to explain expectations clearly, try different methods and techniques. Not everyone learns the same. So you have to have different methods and techniques set in line where if this doesn't work, you can go that way. If that don't work, you can go this way with it. Change behaviors quickly. I like to change behaviors quickly as it happens in real time. And the adult response I've noticed is the most important part of a conflict cycle. Getting in there and influence the behaviors in a positive manner. I see it all the time where our response can either add fire to the fuel or it can help put out the fire. So yeah, changing behaviors quickly. When I see that, I like to jump in and act on that. I like to embrace diversity, Mr. Lawson. I enjoy learning people's cultural backgrounds. It helps me relate to them and understand where they're coming from. I also like to take interest in what students are interested in. They know when you're just like, oh, yeah, wow. They read between the lines. They know when you're really just not that interested in what they have to say. It's important to take time to listen to students, to their problems and their issues. And again, when you're like, oh, wow, they read between the lines. A conversation should be a two-way street. It's not just speaking, but it's also more importantly listening to what somebody has to say. There's times I've gone to a softball game or a boxing match with one of my students, and even though it might not be that enticing to you, but to them it means everything. So working with kids from different backgrounds, demographically they're different. Their families have different dynamics. Academically, not everybody is similar. So again, through those assessments, I got to figure that out in the beginning of the school year and be mindful that I'm a good role model. The golden rule is respect, Mr. Lawson. It goes both ways, and that's what I like to teach in my classroom. Before we teach and we learn from each other, relationships have to be formed. I understand that. Within relationships, you form trust. You build trust with one another. Before that trust, you don't have relationships. Without that relationship, it makes it more difficult to teach and learn from one another. So when I get into a classroom or even just a room and where I meet people for the first time, I like to form those relationships first and foremost. Also, I like to encourage students to work as a team, to learn from each other, to share ideas. It's called teamwork. Not everybody likes to work in a team, but I encourage that just for growth. You ask, what disposition do I need to work on before becoming a teacher? I would have to say understanding and accepting constructive criticism. In the past, you can't be offended what somebody tells you or what you're good at, what you're not good at, and someone is giving you their professional advice, not their personal opinion. You have to be mindful of that. I have to be mindful of that. That when I'm working in a classroom and a teacher says to me, off to the side, I can see you doing this a little better. I have to understand that they're not personally attacking me. They're just giving me their professional advice, which feedback is important to grow as a person, as an educator, or just in life. Also, I'm going to work on being assertive. Saying what I mean and meaning what I say. I've learned that not every answer has to be a yes. It's okay to say no sometimes. A long run, you're respected anyway, and it's weird because people, especially kids in particular, they know when you're a pushover. All right, so it's okay to say no sometimes. Lastly, you asked qualities educators like myself must have to be effective. That's simple. I say just be positive. Positivity. Start your day in a good frame of mind. Regardless of what happened the day before. If kids come in, how are you? Good morning. Is there anything I can help you with? How are you feeling? Go have a seat. I'll be right with you in a minute. All right, it's that simple. Starting your day off like that can start a chain reaction of having a positive day, and there's an irreverse effect of that also, not being positive. Also, qualities you must have to be an effective teacher is you must have thick skin. Okay, you can't let words. I can't let words and behaviors get the best of me. Okay, it's real easy to do. We all have stress and anxiety and even depression. But everybody copes with that differently, and how we carry ourselves on the outside will make the difference in someone else's life, or in that classroom. All right, I like to say I'm a firm person, but I'm fair. I have to be mindful that I have an obligation to maintain a certain level of competence, to ensure the integrity of that young person's education. All right. So that is my teaching disposition for topic 5. Thank you so much, Mr. Lawson. It was a pleasure making this video, and it may encourage me to make a few flip grids in the future. I haven't yet, just due to like time with my family, my job, school. But yeah, maybe I have a few flip grids going for me in the future. Have a good day.